Hey man, what's that?
Oh, this? Hurt my arm yesterday.
Oh my god, how did that happen?
It's a pretty crazy story. You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
So there I was, minding my own business, hiking in the mountains when bear attack. Robbery gone wrong.
No.
Let's just say you're looking at the international bodybuilding champion.
What?
I went to see Baby Driver the other day and I may have gotten a little bit too into it. Okay, I wasn't that drunk, but I was drunk enough to convince myself I knew how to fly, so there's that.
Wow. So you're like totally lying to me, right?
Not an ounce of truth in this body.
Something semi-lame and pretty melodramatic happened?
Very much so.
Hey, so you may notice something different about me. This plant is brand new. No, but for real. Hi, what's up? My arm is in a sling. So I pulled my shoulder over July 4th weekend and my arm is now in this sling. Yay, joy, fun. Totally expected this to happen, totally wanted this to happen. This is exactly how I thought I would spend my holiday. I tend to get injured in the lamest of ways. Not that getting injured is cool by any means, but I mean, there is a cool way to get injured. And my injury stories are just never that. I have a scar on my forehead because I ran into a no parking sign as a child. I broke my thumb because I basically punched a pool wall. Sort of. And this one is no different. I'm gonna set the scene for you. It's July 4th. I'm going to a friend of a friend's house. So I mean, you can already tell I'm gonna make a great first impression. I get to the friend's house, they have a pool, they're grilling out, we're having a good old time. After everyone eats, we decide to get in the pool, and he had one of those. I don't know if they still advertise for them, but I remember growing up they advertised for these wave makers that, like, if you had a small pool, you could buy one of these machines and essentially you could swim in it as if it were an infinite body of water. He had one of those, and I had never seen one before, and I was like, turn it on, turn it on. And then I got everyone else to chant, turn it on, turn it on. So he turns on this wave machine, and we're all like swimming into it, and it has this weird effect where it pushes water out, but on the side it sucks water in, so that's how it creates its kind of wave stream. You could swim into it, and then you could fall out to the side, and then it would suck you back in to it. I mean, it definitely doesn't sound as fun. It was fun, I swear. So I was swimming into it, and then all of a sudden I took a stroke and I just felt my whole arm twinge. It was like a scattering effect, like went up my arm and down my arm, and I was like, oh. Maybe that's not the noise I made. I felt weird, so I just like floated back. I let it like float my dead body backwards. And I sat up and I look over and my right arm is clearly out of its socket. I could see bone, large gap, bone. Ugh, it was so gross. I oddly, very calmly was like, everybody, we have a problem. My arm has dislocated itself and I don't know what to do. Everyone like quickly had a roll. So I had one of my friends was like, we need to call 911, call an ambulance. Another one of them was like, you're doing so well, you're doing so well. And then the other ones were all looking on YouTube if there was a way to pop your shoulder back in by yourself. So long story short, we found a YouTube video about how to pop your shoulder back in if you pop your shoulder out, dislocate your shoulder. I don't know why I'm saying pop out your shoulder. It hurt really bad, like just existing hurt so bad. And at one point, one of the people reading the like articles they were reading and watching the YouTube video, they're like, oh, by the way, Connor, the longer the arm's out of its socket, the more permanent damage it can have, so we probably should get this done really quickly. Me in utter pain, like, great! This is fantastic. I love parties. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna suck it up. I'm not gonna get in a car and go to a hospital, which is probably a bad thing. That's something that goes back to my past. I have a doctor dad, so I think I've always just had this weird comfort that nothing bad can happen to me. But either way, I sucked it up. I went under the water because I didn't want people to hear me scream if it hurt really bad. And I basically did this motion, like you flip your arm up, and first attempt, it didn't work. Second attempt, it did work, and it made the worst noise I think I've ever heard. I'll let your imagination roll with that. It was so disgusting, but then it was relatively fine. It hurt really bad for a while, but I mean, it was back in the socket. No one died, nothing was broken, and yet here I am. I later found out that to properly heal a dislocated shoulder, you're supposed to keep it in a sling for 3 weeks, because a lot of people make the mistake of dislocating their shoulder and assuming that all you have to do is relocate your shoulder and then it's fine. But that's not the case. That's not what Dr. Peter Franta told me. So here I am in my cute sling. I specifically looked on Amazon Prime and was like, I need a very minimal, cute black sling. And it was surprisingly hard to find a very minimal, cute black sling. The reviews were through the roof. 5 stars. 5 stars. The worst part about this whole thing is the fact that it's my right arm that is injured. I'm right-handed, so I feel completely helpless in every type of activity. Getting out of bed is very hard. When my alarm goes off, it's on my right side, and I can't just roll over onto my right shoulder. No, that would hurt. I have to like maneuver my body without at all rolling onto my right side. Yeah, it's very complicated. And then if I'm being a good boy, because I technically don't need to keep it in the sling, but if I'm being a good boy and I'm trying not to put any weight on my arm, next time you put on a shirt or you put on pants, notice how you use both arms. So if you're missing one of those arms, you know, it's difficult. Trust me. Here goes nothing. Left leg in. Try. Come on. Come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even making food is hard. I have to remind myself that I can't grab anything, so I'm like, how do I do this? Okay, we need that. Got the coffee. Ice. Now we have the coffee. 3 ice cubes. Well done. Ah! That was real. Okay. Finish it off with more coffee. I mean, to be honest, making food isn't that hard. I think just in that reenactment, I wanted a coffee, so. Signing my name is the worst too. Not that I have a good signature by any means, but it just ends up being like a scribble. I just draw like a penis. I'm like, that is my legal signature. Do you want to see my license? Oh my God, a concept. If you did that, do you think they would let you do that? I may have to make a call to the DMV. Now, if I want to find a bright side of dislocating my shoulder, in the few short days that I have had this injury, have found out that people are especially nice to you if you're at all injured. I went to a movie the other day. I saw Spider-Man. It was fantastic. Tom Holland, my heart. I was getting the movie tickets for me and my friends, and I had a random worker come out of like the shadows and was like, sir, if you need anything, absolutely anything, any help, let us know, please. It was very dramatic, but I was also very appreciative. The service, ArcLight, 5 stars. Yet another raving Yelp review. I guess that's a plus. Also, I feel like there's some sort of weird cute factor that I get with this. I don't know what it's been, but I've had a lot of men hit on me in the last couple days, and you know, it could be my hair, got a new haircut. It could be my amazing personality. Or it couldn't. It could be my t-shirt that promotes reading. There's a good chance of that one. But honestly, I think there's some sort of weird, like weird, innocent, cute factor that they're like, oh, it's like a pity thing. They're like, oh, shame, look at him. He hurt his arm. I should hit on him to make him feel better. Okay, as I'm verbalizing that one, maybe it doesn't make sense, but it, you know, I feel good. But that's the story of my sling. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Give me a pity like. Let's see how many pity likes we can get. Also leave a comment down below. What is your worst injury, I guess? Let's all connect through pain. Not really different from any other day. Other than that though, I hope you have a great week. Don't dislocate your shoulder, break an arm, any of that. and I'll see you next week.